Are you ready? The Kornelia Stephanie Show. Wake up to love, your call to action. Join Kornelia as she empowers others to live heaven on earth. Kornelia teaches listeners how to be the authority over yourself, embracing your inner guru. Feel yourself uplifted into limitless expansion, integrating ease and grace in a changing world. This show will cover topics such as unconditional love, your physical body, how to be in extraordinary relationships, create financial and emotional wealth, embracing entrepreneurship in the new earth. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Kornelia Stephanie Show. I'm with my beautiful cohort, Meena Puri, and we are here to talk about stepping into our feminine divinity, stepping into our divine feminine power, and all of that entails. And so this is a series that we are rolling out. We've already done 2 shows, and now today is part 3. Welcome to the show, Meena.
Thank you, Kornelia. So glad to be here. The conversations are going to continue to evolve. Absolutely. And expand and go deep.
So one of the things that I'm finding right now at this time is the women that I'm speaking to are at crucial moments in their life where they're really being invited to step up and own their power and release the guilt, the feelings of they shouldn't feel the way they feel. They shouldn't feel the way they feel, or they shouldn't ask for so much wherever they are, whether that's in business, whether that's in their personal relationships, wherever it is. But women are being really called right now to step into their divine feminine power. And this is really timely that we're doing this series. And I invite all the ladies that are listening to this, the women that are listening to this, to go back and look at part 1 and part 2 of this as well, which you can find on my YouTube channel as well, and where you can listen to part 1 and part 2, because each podcast is leading up to the next.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah. And this is, so much is happening internally for everybody, but specifically for women, just because there was so much pushed down. So there's a lot that needs uncovering. So when you're becoming more and more increasingly uncomfortable with the status quo, then the change is on the way. And to embrace the change is not an easy task, because we are fighting against what was norm for centuries. Like you said, women stepping into their feminine divinity. I mean, look at what we've had. Who is the head of the household? Men. Who do we defer to make any big financial decisions? Men. So women are always walking behind. So now all of a sudden, when they are awakening to who they are and what their power is, how do they step into that power that has been denied to them forever? So it's really, again, it's about finding your voice. And I think you and I mentioned something, speaking up and just standing up is just not enough. We may have to roar. It just really means we have to say our point. We have to say what internally is going on for us. But it's a difficult task because we don't even know when to speak up. Because we're fighting, we don't know what's normal. We have normalized the abnormal. We have normalized the discrimination. We have normalized the abuse. We have normalized, the put downs. We have normalized just feeling less than. So what do we know?
I think this is really good because, like over like just the last few days, like I said, the women I've been speaking to that will periodically call me up to speak and go on a deeper level where, on another layer,
Hmm.
because they're confronted now with this next part where they're either in business, like I said,
Hmm.
where maybe the boss is a man.
Yeah.
He is passively aggressively wanting to manipulate the woman to stay in her small space.
Space. Yeah.
And we know that he's the boss and he's paying the bills. So uh, that that could be coming up and has come up. And so then when that call comes in, where you're all of a sudden feeling triggered and you're feeling uncomfortable because
Hmm.
you're just feeling there's some injustice going on,
Hmm. Hmm.
that's the first sign, right, for the
That
lady.
something isn't right. Yeah.
Right? That's the first sign where it's like, oh my gosh, I feel like like what's going
Yeah.
on,
What's going
right?
on? I can't take this anymore.
I can't take this anymore. And when that's happening, that's a good indicator that you are on the right track and that
Hmm.
actually there is voice for you to release and let go. Get it out of your body, speak it out. Call on your coach, call on your friend, call on your resources so that you can really
Get the
be
support.
witnessed, that,
Hmm.
that you can be witnessed and that you can release and let go what it is. Because sometimes you need, well, I shouldn't say you need, sometimes it's very helpful to have another person that knows you, that supports you, and that supports women's empowerment, that really gets it and has that neutral space for you so that you can really tune in. And then the question can be asked, what is it that you want? What is it that you really
What is
want? What is it that you really need? Because we know the men in your life aren't saying, what is it
what
that
do
you
you
really
need? I know. It's really it's a collective voice. So when I was listening, I don't know what I was listening to. This woman was talking about furious, the word furious. So I have felt furious. I'm sure many who isn't, everybody has felt that feeling, but we rationalize it away because we have taken on the role of peacemakers. Women are, really known for, kind of smooth everything over, fluff everything up, make everything just peaceful. And I'm thinking, we're done. This is not the time for that anymore. It is not our job to create peace or to create chaos. It is our job, however, to speak what's inside. And so when the voice has been suppressed for so long, there's a fury. So that fury is not just about one woman. It's not just about one woman. It's collective. It's the fury of our grandmothers. It's the fury
exactly.
of our neighbors. It's the fury of our friends. It's the fury of all the stories we have heard. And we have shut our mouth and we haven't done anything about it. So be furious. There's a wisdom in that fury. So we have to let go of this thought about, smoothing everything over. Peace is overrated when your inner voice is getting stifled.
Well, when you're saying peace, because here's the thing, how can you be in
In
peace?
peace, when internally, it's really what have we been taught, what it looks like. Look what women do, right? Put makeup on. Makeup? What in the world do we need makeup for? I don't see men wearing makeup. Women color their hair. I don't see men coloring their hair. It's always a woman. Like, no matter how much she does, she's compared to the this person or that person. So, slowly, we have to peel away the masks. We have to peel away the mask, and exactly. So it's the outer, what looks like peace, but inner chaos. Look what it has costed women. Most importantly, I see that in my practice, it has costed them their precious health. It has
So
cost, yeah.
yeah, that's a really important piece because you can't be at war inside of yourself
Mhm.
and bring peace. So first, we have to tend to the inner garden, and we have to find out from Mama,
Mhm.
you,
Yeah.
what is it that what is it? What's going on? What is it
What
that
do
you
you
want?
need? Yeah.
What do you need? And so this is such an important contribution to the collective of our evolution, that your voice gets heard, and that you talk about what it is that you need, and
Mhm.
what it is that you just cannot tolerate any longer, and
Mhm.
what it is that you just will not let slide by. Because in your universe of your creation, because each person, each woman is creating the universe based on her own inner sovereign
Mhm.
divine power.
Yeah.
And when she's fully in alignment with that energy, then everything else has to organize itself around that center. But first, she has to own it and get really comfortable with having those confronting sometimes conversations with the people that she's in relationship with.
Exactly. And it's just, it's a process, and you never quite stop being more and more like yourself, who you are. So the confidence goes through a process where you get a little bit more confident, a little bit more able to speak your voice, a little bit more being able to discern what this comment, how somebody treated me, and the feelings that it evoked in me, and what my response should be. And it's very interesting, even when you're having a conversation with, I'm going to talk about men, they are not accustomed to actually valuing what comes out of a woman's mouth. So many times it's just, like no means yes. Do you know what I mean? No,
Oh
no
yeah,
means no, no means no.
yeah.
Right. And automatically, when you're a woman, they're out to rescue or help. No, actually, you know what? I'm all set. I never asked for your suggestion, but I will ask if I need it. Right. So it's like we have to be, I don't want to say the word strong because it gets into our head. We don't want to be like headstrong. We really want to be deeply aligned and realize that we have total right to speak our truth, right? But we don't know what that truth is because there's so much normalization of what should not be normalized. We don't know what's right or wrong anymore. We can't raise our voice when we don't even know, should I raise my voice? Is this okay? Or is this not okay? And then, there's a lot of this, especially like in abusive, I deal a lot of, clients in abusive situations. And this is what I hear. At least he doesn't do X, Y, Z to me.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
And then he seems to say, he's really a good person.
Yeah.
But this person has been in torture like for decades, but they continue on saying that. So it's like they're so accustomed to convincing their mind of something they don't feel. Just to stay in, I said, we've got to really open this up and get really honest. And it takes a lot of courage. This is, once we tune into what we feel and realize no more, we don't have to be stuck in the suffering for decades.
We've
Yes,
done that. Been
we
there,
do
done
have
that.
yeah, we do have to heal, but we can do it quicker
Well,
than
yeah, and now is the time to do that. Now is really the time. That's why we're doing this series. That's why we're doing this work, because it is about your empowerment. It is about your divine feminine power that you can really fully sustain from that inner empowerment, and know that your wants and your needs have been valued and they have been heard. But
that.
always, I always remind every woman that it's never ever about the other person. It
Mm-mm.
is always about you. So I'm always going to bring the energy back to you.
Back to you. Yeah, exactly.
What is it that you're feeling? What is it that you want? what is it that what is it that's coming out of you, and to express that, get that unearthed, get it heard. Because once you have it out, and once it is heard, and once you hear yourself and know that it's absolutely 100% okay for you to have all the feelings that you have, no matter how big it seems, that
Mhm.
it's okay for you to have that, and that you feel what you feel, and you don't need to be ashamed about it. You don't need to feel guilty about it, because most of the time women don't even ask for,
Mhm.
um, they don't even ask for it.
They don't ask. Yeah.
They don't ask, and basically they're putting their dream, their life on hold, because like you said it earlier, on the making nice and making things pretty on the top.
Right. And there is always like, well, my spouse, my husband won't understand it. And so I'm like, it has nothing to do with him. If you understand it and if you align with it, then you slowly teach him in how you train him in how to treat you is based on how you treat yourself. And it becomes so complex because how do we learn how to treat ourselves from early childhood? It's because of how our parents treat us, right? If our parents love us, we grow up thinking we are lovable, but not everybody has had that experience. So if the person of authority who loved us has taught us, the mother and the grandmother has taught you, quiet, pretty face, make it all look nice. And that's very powerful. So not even wanting to, we get back into that same old groove, same old groove. But if this conversation is resonating with you, then you are listening to the right conversation. Then there's something in here for you. Listen to it again and again because this stuff will unravel. It'll do you. You don't have to worry about it. This stuff, that the listening, these ideas, these thoughts will begin to work on you if you keep your mind and heart open. And if there's something, if it's resonating with you, if it's evoking something in you, if it is turning something inside, then continue to listen, repeat again and again, write a journal. Again, like Kornelia said, tune into what is it that you're feeling. Distinguish between the feelings of just sadness, anger, disappointment, attacked, unsafe, victimized, put down, being less than, or whatever it may be. Write those down because the language of your feelings is really a gateway for you to go in on how to heal it. We got to recognize what it is that we are dealing with. So, continue to listen, continue to pay attention. And if this is turning you inside out, that's exactly the point of these conversations, is to turn you, is to stir you internally so you step into your God-given power, because it's not just you need it, the women around you need it, your children need it, the world needs it. The world is in dire need of strong, I don't want to use the word strong, really we're in dire need of people who are aligned with who they are.
Yeah, and you already gave away the process. You gave away the process of how to get in touch with your feelings, whatever they are: disappointment, resentment, not being heard, being manipulated, whatever those feelings are. But
Mhm.
acknowledging those feelings, letting them go, because what you're doing now is you're going to the root. You're going to the
Exactly.
root
Yeah.
of where it was suppressed to begin with, and know that it was suppressed there because at that time in our
You weren't
conditioning,
ready. Yeah.
it wasn't safe. There wasn't a safe container. I have a spiritual meetup group for women that I lead once a month
Mhm.
on my on Saturdays, and it's from 9 to 11. And basically, the women that come in there, it's a safe container, and the women can come in. So there's different. Sometimes women can come in and they either feel tender, or some of them are on fire. Like
Mhm.
I want to share my fire, I want to share my joy, I want to share that. And then the women that are feeling tender, that they have a space to be heard. And the way that it's set up is so that we can hold the container
Mhm.
for the woman to share what it is that she's feeling without needing to give her the solution, without it needing to be fixed or that there is something wrong,
Mhm.
without offering her any advice or anything like that, just so she can
Is
be
hard.
heard.
Yeah.
What
Yes.
happens when women are heard? It's
Yeah.
like, it's like a melting away takes place. Finally,
Mhm.
you feel lighter, and finally
Lighter. Yeah.
the softness can then take over, because when you're saying I don't want to use the word strong, is because I'm thinking that is that the whole piece of the armor that we have to be so strong.
Yeah. It's more being the strength is in the vulnerability. The strength is in your uttermost honesty of who you are and how you feel unapologetically. That's strong. It's not the kind of strength like I can outdo you. We've already done that. Right? I can outdo you. I can earn this much money. I can go this place and I can fight my way through. That's what we're trying to be like men.
Yeah, no
We're
kidding.
not, we're not men. We don't have to be like anybody. We have take the men out of the equation and don't follow. You need to follow yourself. So this is the kind of strength is I'm a woman. This is how I feel, is how I um, live my life because that's my intuition. I trust what I feel. I trust what that just happened and the feelings that it invoked in me. And then we know, I mean, women are capable. They're so fiercely capable. They look at all the things that we have accomplished. So it's that kind of a strength that nobody can fight with.
Yeah, and nobody, and the beautiful thing about that is once you really take ownership of
Yeah.
it, take
Mhm.
responsibility for it, and trust, you said the words, trust your feelings, trust your intuition, trust your guidance. Once you start that process, I trust myself. I love and approve of myself.
Myself,
I
exactly.
love and approve of myself, and what I'm feeling, what I'm unearthing is okay. It is fine. It is absolutely fine. Once we take ownership of it, then that's going to be your new root. That's going to be your new foundation, and that's what
Absolutely.
it really means to step into your femininity as a God sovereign
Yeah,
being.
exactly. It's raising the bar on what do you expect out of your life? Do you expect to be dimmed down or and just, kind of make believe window dressing kind of living? Or what is the expectation? If that's your own expectations, you're going to create that same environment.
I actually don't even think it's not even something that can sustain any longer.
No,
The pretty book on the cover,
it's just,
it's
yeah.
a beautiful book, but inside it, that's what we were talking about when we started the show, is that inner peace, that inner beauty, that inner knowing that you have because you are connected to your inner
Mhm.
sovereign strength and power, and where your life force
I
energy
know.
comes
Yeah,
from, right? When
yeah.
you have that, that's so undeniable and that's so confident. And that's what's going to
Mhm.
magnetize those right relationships to you and let everything else.
And actually, yeah, that's really what it means. The stepping into feminine divinity. It's really not, we're not in war with anybody. We're
Mm.
not in competition or in comparison to anybody. We don't need to be. It's really understanding who you are, divine femininity. What really does that mean? I mean,
Exactly.
it's really only taking ownership of that. Like when we talk about, miracles, you are the miracle.
Yeah.
It's understanding that, it's taking ownership of that. It's not a product of how you look, what you accomplish, who you're married to, what your status is, what your marital status is, how much, what's your waist size. It's not a product of that. There is a power, a light, a voice within each woman that's seeking to be freed. And that's the time, that's where we are asked to be. That's what we are asked to be. That's God given. That no amount of trauma, no amount of denial can ever take that away. Nothing can touch that. So we're asking women who are listening to access that, tune into what you're feeling, tune into what you need for today. Where have you been? What is okay? What is not okay? Where would you like to go? What do you think? And self-reliance, learning to trust your own voice, learning to be able to, take care of your life without thinking, we have just given away so much of our power. We just have, and this is a call to pull it back.
And so with what you said, because you said it, we've given away so much of our power. And I am now going to give you ladies the mantra to use to claim it all back. And so grab a pen and a paper. I get people saying to me, "Oh, is that written down somewhere?" And I'm like, "Go write it down."
I made it.
And I claim back all of my power.
Period.
All that I lost, I claim back all of my power. All that I lost, all that I've given away.
Mm-hmm. I love that.
In any time, space, or dimension,
Mm-hmm.
I claim it all back to me now, as it was, as it is, and as it shall be.
I love that. I love that. That is so powerful. That is so powerful. Exactly. We leave pieces and, fragments of ourselves. Somebody there is really energy. It's being zapped away. So we're looking for, is this person going to approve? That's when you give away your power. Is this person going to like me? You've given away your power. Should I say this or should I not say this? You've already given away your power. So that's why the inner alignment. If you are so and you don't have to know it all today. It's a process. Start where you are today. Today, this is what I'm going to do. Today is the answer is no. Today, I'm no longer doing things the same old way. We're changing things, right? So, it is claiming. And, many times there's a talk about, oh, women have been like this. Oh, women are like this. I am so done with that conversation. I'm like, you know what? Guess what? I'm done. I'm done with that gender talk. I really am so done with the gender talk. Really.
And do you hear this woman saying, I'm so done with this gender talk. I'm so done with it. And guess what? We're done. We're done. So I'm totally 100% with you, because this woman here said, I'm done with this. I'm so done with this. And that's the kind of roaring we're talking about.
Exactly. That's the roaring. I'm done. We no longer have to entertain that conversation. Our energy is best served in so many other places. Remember, ladies, we're not in comparison or in competition with anybody. There's nobody there. It's just you. You step into the power that is given to you. Period. Universe will support you. The source will support you. That's why you're here. We're not here to bow down and suffocate our voice and hoity-toity and just look just right. No, we're not. We're not doing that anymore.
Good. And so this woman has spoken. Let it be done and let it be so. And so I will let everyone know, if you take these inspirational mantras and you say them at least 2 to 3 times a day, watch and see
It
how your
changes.
life is going to start reorganizing itself, because your body wants this,
Mhm.
your blueprint wants this, your life force wants this for you to start really fully stepping into your divinity. And so your feminine power. Now we are at the hour, half hour already. Meena, can you believe how
I
quick?
know, I know. There's a lot to be said about these, and that's what we'll continue on. And I'm always so you come up with the most beautiful, most like pungent, like really a kick words. And I love that. I love your energy. And like women, you can hear there's no confusion here.
Well, you know what I'm really glad about is that I'm glad that I'm standing next to you. I'm
Oh,
glad I'm
thank you.
standing
Me
next to
too.
you, and I'm glad that you are on the front line leading, and that I'm standing next to you, and that we are showing and modeling what it's like to
Exactly.
be in our feminine power and our
Yeah.
feminine divinity, and that we are modeling and showing the way. We're not tolerating.
No.
We're not
Zero tolerance. Yeah.
we're not asking if you approve. And I like that
We
feisty.
don't care.
So I love your grace too as well. So beautiful lady.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So are we calling it, are we
Yeah,
ending
we're
it?
calling it good. Do you want to let the audience know how they can look you up?
Yes, you can go to my website, ayurvedichealingcenter.com. And I have my own other set of podcasts. I really help people with consciousness, evolution, relationship issues, really addressing your health from physical all the way to the non-physical. I'm a no-nonsense kind of a person. I do try to cut through the bullshit for my clients so I can give them the gold. I can give them the goal. I can give them some nuggets that they can use and they can run with it. So, and I'm also on social media, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. I look forward to connecting with whoever wants to reach out.
Good.
Yeah,
And, it's wonderful to have a no nonsense woman supporting you. So if you don't have that kind of a woman in your life, definitely use Meena as a resource and look her up. And
thank
also,
you.
just to let you ladies know that anyone that is interested in the spiritual meetup group for women, it's on the second Saturday of every month. You're welcome to come. It's at 9 o'clock, 9 a.m. Pacific time till 11 a.m. Pacific time. You can just text me at 360-941-5783, and I will send you the link. So thank you, everyone, for
Thank you,
listening.
everyone.
Thanks, Meena. See you
Thank
next time.
you. Thank you, Kornelia.
Go get them, girls. Go get them, ladies.
Yes, go get them.
Yeah, not girls, but ladies. Go get them.
Ladies. Bye-bye.
Bye.